Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Pan Gabriel with an exciting talk today that I've entitled Science Proves the Power of God Force Love. I've used the power of God Force Love, as those of you who've listened to my talks before know, ever since I was a teenager, to routinely enrich my life and those of my circle, viz. My family, friends, even strangers, and to routinely accomplish the so-called unaccomplishable, like not being killed when sentenced to death by a firing squad for refusing to take up a rifle and shoot the enemies of the South African apartheid regime, the white regime that was extant then and forced us as citizens to be in their army. Well, that's a legendary story by itself, and you'll find that in the information section of this YouTube talk. So, I've been ruminating on St. Francis of Assisi lately and his legendary power of God force love and how to explain it to you, but scientifically, because I've done that philosophically innumerable times. I wanted to explain it to you, this power of God force love, scientifically. Well, I have great news for you today. Today being August 2016, as opposed to July. I'm still on a creative streak in hot as hell Europe. Anyway, I have today for you scientific proof of the power of love. I'm just going to quote some from the articles, but the URLs, the websites of the articles, and the 75-year-old Harvard studies will be in the information section of the YouTube. So, listen on, my friends, and let's together not only benefit, but let's enjoy. So, there's one or two comments from the 75-year-old Harvard study. In 2012, I quote from the website, their astonishing findings were published in a book by Harvard psychiatrist George Vaillant, who led the study from 1972 to 2004. Vaillant describes the study as being the only one of its kind, not just because it happened over such a long period of time, but because the 268 men allowed researchers to present their lives in a three-dimensional way, resulting in a book that is a combination of statistics and anecdotes about the human experience. Result, conclusions, among many others, chief of all, is this: value love above all else. And we're talking about God force love, not the romantic, mushy, syrupy kind. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we're talking about God force love, the universal love between fellow human beings. Dr. Vaillant says, and I quote, "Don't underestimate the power of love because it is the key to happiness." He describes that there are two pillars of happiness. One is love, the other is finding a way of coping with life that does not push love away. End quote. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Scientific proof of what I knew and discovered when I was a mere teenager. To quote Dr. Vaillant again, he says, and I quote, "That's right, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Love is everything. A person can have all the luxuries in the world, but without love, they mean very little." Now, from another website, called The Connection, in a new book titled Love 2.0, Fredrickson writes that the supreme positive emotion is love. Its presence or absence influences everything we feel, do, think, and become. It's the glue bonding us together for the survival of our species. Wow. End quote. Wow. So, Fredrickson, let's see, I think she's a psychologist, maybe even a psychiatrist. Anyway, she's a professor of some sort. She says, and I quote, the research shows that in most instances, your eyes meet. And what occurs in life, say you meet somebody, okay? So, and what occurs is a kind of mind-body meld. Listen to this, my friends. Carrying on with the quote. On a physiological level, again, not psychological, on a physiological, biochemical level, activity in your body and brain triggers parallel changes within another person's body and brain. Your minds literally sync up, or they meld, as the Vulcans of Star Trek fame would say. And Fredrickson says, this all happens within a micro moment. Amazing, amazing stuff. This is from a government article, the NIH.gov. The URL will be, as I say, in the information section. And I quote, love is deeply biological. It pervades every aspect of our lives and has inspired countless works of art, science, etc., etc. Love also has a profound effect on our mental and physical state. So, as such, the site says, love is clearly not just an emotion. It is a biological process that is both dynamic and bidirectional in several dimensions. Wow, wow stuff, my friends. Wow stuff. Anyway, okay, you can read much more on the sites that I quote in the information box. So, not to let this go on ad infinitum, how can we, you and I, today start practicing to acquire this power of God-force love and reap its many endless benefits? Okay, just a few points from me. This is now. A. At least be neutral. Provided you perceive no threat to you or yours, determine to interact neutrally with yourself. Very important. It all begins with you, my friends. Love begins at home, as the proverb says. So be neutral with yourself. Stop beating up on yourself. Stop shooting on yourself. I should do this, I should do this, I must do this, I must do that. Hey, don't neglect your duties, please, and responsibilities. Balance, you know what I mean. Be kind to yourself. Be at least neutral to yourself. Never mind kind, affectionate, respectful, and extremely loving. That's what we're going for. Be neutral to your loved ones. Start there instead of being negative. As I say, you want to go all the way to sainthood with you, yourself, and everybody. But at least, if you can't, right now, for whatever reason, you were abused or whatever, at least be neutral with your loved ones, your family included here, of course. And thirdly, at least begin by being neutral with your fellow humans at large, and then work on to sainthood. My second point from me, Dr. Pan, is be authentic. Take off your gazillion masks, my friends, and just be your true self. Your authentic self. My usual disclaimer here, this does not apply to those poor people who need or are under psychiatric care, obviously, right? They can also get to that point, but they need to go through the medical healing first, okay? On this point of being authentic, I've written a whole book on it, on this superb subject, a way of life that will fill our life with abundance, vigorous health, and everlasting youth. You know, it's a lie that you have to grow old. Neuroplasticity, the science of neuroplasticity, has proven that, my friends. And this is a new science. It was not known 20, 30 years ago. It's new. So wake up. You don't have to grow old. You can stay everlastingly young. What a pity I did not know that when I was 25. I would not have grown a day older than 25. But I'm trying my best now to reverse it. And good things are happening. I'll keep you posted. So, my book also shows how, best of all, the principles I cite and the real life anecdotes over there, because it's basically my biography, my autobiography, written in a fictional manner, but it is my authentic autobiography. It's called Enter Your Paradise Now. It'll fill us with peace of mind and health and everlasting youth. Enter Your Paradise Now. Subtitled A Beautiful and Loving Odyssey into Healing Mind, Body and Spirit, available from Amazon. The title is again Enter Your Paradise Now by Pan Gabriel. Pan, P-A-N, Gabriel, G-A-B-R-I-L. Okay. My third point, practice, practice, practice on the way to mastering the power of God Force love and wielding it lovingly, effectively, and to achieve your goals, to create your new reality. As I mentioned, the new science of neuroplasticity has irrevocably showed us that it takes retraining our brains/minds to develop new habits, to develop our new realities. And my fourth and last point today is be practical, be real. Don't be gushy, mushy, syrupy, etc. ad nauseum, okay? All right, my friends, in the interest of keeping this short, this is it for today. I love you all. This is Pan Gabriel, Ph.D. Till next time, adios.